Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the universe. I hope you're doing really well today, because I know I am. But today, I'd like to share with you something interesting. Maybe you know this or maybe you don't. But science once again proves that manifestation is real and it's not something that is hocus pocus. So, what is this that I'm talking about? This is called in the scientific field RAS. And what that is the reticular activating system. And this system is the one that regulates our sleep. It watches our patterns of sleep cycles to know when we wake up and we go to sleep. It's also known for our attention and where we're putting our attention to. And it's also known for manifestation. And the reason why is because this particular thing is firing certain neurons and patterns and pathways through our brain. This area of the brain it's mostly focused on is our attention and where our awareness is too. So when we are thinking of, let's say, a dream car or a particular color, I'll walk down a street just for fun when I'm thinking about manifesting something. I'll just think of, I'll just walk down the street and think of the color orange. And next thing you know, after a few minutes, I'll run into something that is orange. And it's the same thing with this is that when you're thinking of, let's say, you're looking up a particular car that you're interested in, and all of a sudden, everywhere it appears in your reality, it's because of this reticular activating system. It puts its awareness and focus and attention only to the things that you're focusing on at the particular moment. So if you're ever wondering why some people are very successful and some people are not, it's because their attention and awareness is towards this activating system, these neurons that are in our mind, that are in our brain. And when their attention and focus is on one particular goal, what happens is that it's gonna like scan your reality and sense it, right? Like sensors, like right? And as you're going about reality and walking through it, eventually the system picks up an item. Oh, you were thinking about manifesting this. Here you go. Check out this. And the main process of this is to allow the universe, allow the world around you to unfold and be open, because you cannot receive if you're not open to the idea that everything around you is working for you. And it's the same thing with your brain when you are thinking of a particular thought and your attention and focus is on that consistently throughout your day. The job of the brain, the job of your subconscious is to express that out. And as you are thinking with these thoughts over and over and over, your brain is literally scanning reality until it finds the particular thing you are trying to manifest, or thinking of the particular thing that you want to happen in your life starts forming into your creation, forming into your existence, because its job is to do that with this system. And the great thing about all this, and whether it's science or not, that the only way this will ever work for anyone, because everyone's like, I need to see facts and I need to see something. Every day, the science is catching up to what is actually happening within us, within our brain, through our subconscious, what is being expressed out, what is being viewed by the lens of the observer, and how reality is even aware of us as well as we are aware of it. And it gets attracted because we're putting our attention towards whatever goal it is in our reality. So even if you think of the greats, like someone like Einstein, and Einstein believed that if you want your children to have super intelligence, or your children to be super bright and smart, would you go down the way of teaching them knowledge or another way? And Einstein believed that it's not about the knowledge that you are showing. If I were going to teach my kids, I would read them more fairy tales. And what that means is that when Einstein talked about this, it is not the knowledge you know. When he was 13, he got the visions in his mind that came up with the theory of relativity or whatever it is through a dream. So lots of people would make mockery of dreams, like I talked about in one of my videos, but you do not need, science cannot answer everything or logically find the reasons. There have been stories of many people where they had visions of something before it actually happened, because when you go to sleep at night and then you wake up and you swear you thought it was real, what does the typical person say when they wake up? Oh man, I can't believe it was just a dream. Oh man, if that's not real, I can't believe it. Oh, I thought that was so real. I can't believe it. What was that? Right? Why would you be in that state of being? Instead, be in that state of consciousness, that state of being, waking up like, oh, I can't believe that's a confirmation. I need to keep acting upon it. Oh, it's telling me to do this. I need to follow that. It's telling you that this dream can be a possibility, is a state of awareness, is a state of consciousness that you can access to bring that into your existence. But with Einstein, right, what I was talking about is that he believed more into imagination, into our visualization or in our inner world, knowing that to tap in, access this infinite intelligence, that he had to access it through his mind, through his dreams. And there was another story of Nikola Tesla where, I don't know if it's legit or not, but what he would do is he would lay in his chair and have this particular heavy ball in his hand. And every time he'd fall into this deep sleep or get into this very drowsy state, the ball would fall off, hit the ground, and he would wake up. But what his technique there was, it's just like Neville with the law of assumption. The best way to tap into the subconscious is right before bed and getting into that drowsy state to tap into the veil, because that's where the veil is the least, it's the most open part to access into the subconscious. So when you're getting in this drowsy state, when you're getting into this drowsy state, Nikola Tesla would get into it. He would probably imagine or access or ask a question, and then the ball would drop, and then he would wake up, and then he would repeat it, get into this drowsy state. So he wouldn't fully fall asleep. He would get into this and tap into this like field, the field of infinite knowledge, field of the infinite intelligence that has all the answers. But we know that the power of the mind and the power within us, it's all working for us. Our mind is scanning through reality. It's finding the things that you are putting your attention and awareness to. Our subconscious doesn't have, it's a neutral state. The subconscious is another part where it wasn't designed for manifestation. The subconscious really is a part to keep your body moving, to keep your body pumping, to keep the circulation going, to making sure that you're alive and safe and protected. So it doesn't want all this other stuff, like doesn't want $1 million. It's probably scared of that. Before we get more into this content, if you really like the information that I'm giving you, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you on that. If you ever have any questions, I'm always here answering things or even making videos for a lot of people. So don't hesitate to ask in the comments. And if you're shy to say hello, just put an emoji. And also, if you're into high vibrational stones, I do wired jewelry. I haven't listed this one yet, but I do have one more left on my Etsy account. I've sold all the others. But if you're interested in like moldavite and high vibrational frequency stones that draw in like manifestation, believe me, this is the one transformational stone that will literally change your life. And I have so many of these that I've made for other people. And in fact, I had one for a homeless person that I made last summer. And I was surprised because my other buddy that was hanging out with me at the time at this event, he was like, "Oh, no, homeless people don't buy. They're crazy. They just don't like bother them." I'm like, "No, no, no. Let him. If he wants to come here and touch it and look at it, let him." And eventually, he's like, "You know what? I'll come back and get it." And next thing you know, he came up with the money. I never really thought about it. I'm like, "Well, I'm really glad you want this because this is going to change your life." Next thing you know, this dude is literally changing his life simply by having something on him that will remember his new life through transformation. And it is possible, man. People are drawn to it. Anyways, let's get back into the video. It wants to keep you where you're at. So it's like reprogramming our mind and reprogramming our subconscious. It's all about being consistent and repeating these through 7 days. I highly recommend reprogramming 7 days consistently and reprogram your mind by affirming the thoughts that you are doing, repeating these every single night before you go to bed. And if you want to have dreams and visions like some of these people that I'm starting to practice, is that when I go to sleep at night, I say, I want to remember my dreams. I want my dreams to help me. I want to remember my dreams. I want my dreams to help me. And I would add this towards the end of whatever I'm imagining for my living in the end. And then I would say these two things and I would just go to sleep. Thank you, it is done. And then I would go to sleep. And when I wake up, you want to close this loop saying, thank you for the information that you've given me for this dream. Thank you for the information that's helping me. And we want to close this loop every single day. Whether you saw anything or not, whether you remember your dream or not, that is not the point. It's doing this in the morning and then remember doing this at night and closing the loop every single day. You cannot skip a day. After 7 days of doing this, you're reprogrammed your mind and subconscious. And eventually you'll have a vision or you'll have some urge to go do something towards the goal. And it's many people have gotten this. There was one, but it's all based upon if you act on it. Because I wasn't really aware of what to do about it because this happened in 2019, right at the end of 2019. I went to sleep one night and I had this vision, and this was in Las Vegas. And what happened was I saw the Wheel of Fortune. And I saw the spinning wheel, and then it just, the lights were starting to go off, and it was like jackpot win. And I woke up and I'm like, what is that? I don't understand this. And then 2 hours later, I just looked it up. I'm like, is there any winner for this Wheel of Fortune? And literally somebody won it about 2 hours later, and the casino was only a few blocks of where I lived. It was, that winning jackpot was at the Venetian. And if I followed my instinct and followed my gut within that dream, I probably would have walked to that casino, went straight to that game, put in the $3 or whatever, hit the thing and win. Right? This has happened many times in many people's stories about visions. I have had a vision where I was riding my bike with 2 other people talking about music, and we were in a dust storm, and we were in the middle of a dust storm out in the desert. I didn't even think about anything about that. And what happened was I was with some friends at a festival called Burning Man. We were all in a group together. And what happened was they were talking about music. They were playing music at some of the biggest music festivals around the world. And they happened to own a label. And then I happened to be there in the circle. And then some other friends. And next thing you know, we were talking about getting things signed. And it was just out in the middle of nowhere. Didn't really think of anything of it until that linked up to a dream that I had previously. But anyways, science does prove that manifestation is real, and whether science still hasn't caught up to dreams, I swear to God that eventually we'll be able to tap into that subconscious, tap into those visions like Final Cut, where he would cut memories, a movie where he would cut memories when they pass away and then cut it all up and make a movie of their whole life, right? Eventually, we might have that. Eventually, everything is inevitable when the technology gets advanced enough. But people make crazy statements and they need some logical proof for something before it makes any sense to them. And if there's not enough proof in this reality for you yet, then best of luck in this world, because I'm not going to let my world happen for me, and I'm going to let it happen because I want it to and because I'm aware of it. And why not have the abundance in all areas of your life? Why not have the happiness and love, joy, and abundance all around you? It's all possible, and it's not woo-woo, and science has proven it every single day. Till then, guys, I really appreciate you guys. I hope to see you guys on the next. If you're still wanting to know more about manifestation and you want to level up your reality, then check out this video here to take you to the next level.